I'm inspired. I'm inspired.
Hey there guys, how's it going? My name is Suma Chatterjee from the Flow Zone Academy, and I'm a flow state coach, which means that I help you feel better and perform better. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about how to handle injuries, okay? How to deal with injuries and basically how to create the right mindset for yourself during an injury, during the recovery phase of the flow cycle, so that you can heal and go back into struggle again, okay? So basically, the first thing is don't beat yourself up, okay? You're already injured. You don't need to injure yourself with your mental talk. Second thing is to understand that this right now is your teacher. Your pain is your teacher, so you better make this into a classroom scenario for you, because pain is going to be one of your greatest teachers and healers. And if you run away from it, if you run away from the teacher, if you avoid doing the assignments, using that analogy, then you basically don't know what to do with the wisdom or the knowledge that you get during this time. Because you're going to need to go internal into your own world, right? Because different body parts and different injuries reveal a lot about us. So learning about that, learning about the intelligence of your body that it naturally has to heal. Third thing, visualization. Visualize that part of your body healing every single day. Imagine healing light there. Imagine, the tissues regenerating. Imagine whatever that you can to get your mind to be filled with positive imagery during this time, okay? Avoid the negative imagery, CT scans, all that kind of stuff. Avoid that, okay? Avoid all the imagery that you feel like, no, I can't look at this. I want to avoid this. Fill your mind with possibility of healing, possibility of growth, knowing and expecting recovery to happen. Because a lot of the times when you get into this state, you're like, man, you start to lose hope, right? You start to lose hope, but hope is what is the glue that keeps your momentum moving. You see what I'm saying? So if you lose hope, you also lose the drive and the momentum. So obviously get yourself into some low impact reps on your body. Still keep exercising, do some physical therapy and some movement therapy, dance therapy, anything that helps in this adjustment period for your injury. And be easy on yourself, soothing self-massage, aromas. I love aromas, man, because when you fill an environment with aromas, it just changes your state of beingness, right? Because the thing is, the pain is telling us that there is something that needs to be adjusted in the body, right? It's kind of like the body sensing that, okay, it's going through a period of growth right now, right? And so when you remind yourself these are growing pains, that once it heals, it's going to come back even stronger than before. Okay? Like really having this mindset where you're like, everything is going to be even better from this point forward. Okay? I needed to see this pendulum swing this way. And the comeback is always stronger than the setback. Trust me on that. Understand that empathy is the most underrated skill set when it comes to healing somebody or healing yourself. Which means now you have this reference experience. I'm sure you've experienced it earlier too. That when you have an injury right now, you can actually look into what can heal your injury. You're basically being forced into a hero's journey right now. You see what I'm saying? So take it as a blessing for what it is. Be like, oh damn, this is just putting me on another journey right now. I got sidetracked, but now I'm on a different journey to bring back another elixir of life into my craft, and I'm going to show up a lot differently. Right? So it's like you're being pushed onto an adventure even if you don't want to be. You're like, I don't really want to go to that adventure, but you're like, pack your bags, we're going, right? That's the amor fati mentality. I love my fate. Whatever happens to me happened for a reason. I chose this reality. I have the responsibility to heal. I can't be here right now. I've got to allow myself to truly be present with myself. So now you have empathy for the people who have also gone through injuries. You get what I'm saying? You can actually help those people because you're dealing with it right now. Think about this, okay? Visualize a future where you are fully healed, but you are giving people advice for the time right now that you're going through, the pain right now. That imagery alone will get you to move forward and push forward. Because you are there to serve others and push others towards their best selves as well. And they trust you because you do it for yourself. You see what I'm saying? The credibility comes from when you can show up differently internally from within, right? That's going to show up a lot differently on paper in the external world. There's a first initial pain from an injury, but then we have something that we call secondary pain. That's the storyline that you're giving the pain, of what it means to you. It's the interpretation of the pain. Okay? So remove that interpretation mechanism of just like labeling the pain as something, right? Just like, oh yeah, it's my shoulder, that means that I'm carrying burdens, that means, oh man, I'll never be able to lift or something like that. Right? Don't see it as those like random string of facts or what the doctor's prognosis told you about it. You know, this is your own body. Okay, this is your own body and you can heal. Okay, I would highly recommend you look up Dr. Joe Dispenza's work in terms of this, because he really has been able to create a powerful process for specifically how did he heal his own injury. His vertebrae was like, you know, misaligned or something, right? After some accident he had, as far as I remember. So, you know, you see countless examples of people coming back from injury stronger. So, adopt those examples. If you truly go with the dark thoughts, you're going to go there, right? So avoid that completely and just allow yourself to see what is truly going to keep you determined and keep you on your path and mission. Okay, this is a detour, but it might be an interesting detour, so make sure you keep your eyes open to what's coming up ahead of you. Explore a range of motions around that area, okay? Now, there might be limits with that particular area, like you can't bend it too far back. Of course, take it easy, like keep it in one place and keep it healing, like make sure you put ice on it, make sure you put, you know, all of these rules that are set aside. Of course, I'm not an injury expert, okay, but I'm going to tell you the mental aspect of this, okay? So think of it as fun, okay? Like there's a lot of alternative therapies out there, okay? You can look this up. I saw something very strange the other day. I'm going to definitely try that out for injury. Is grab avoid numbers, okay? Grab avoid numbers. Check this stuff out. It's just apparently reading a number sequence can like heal your injury and stuff like that. Like, hey, why not? You know, why not give it a shot? I mean, there doesn't seem to be any side effects to reading a bunch of numbers out loud. You know what I mean? So really go into this thinking that this is my own process. I'm going to create something to get me out of this, and as the journey that I heal through this, I'm going to be using those reference experiences to help others out during this time as well. And that's going to give you that level of contribution and showing up very differently towards yourself, your own self-care, and preventing further injury. You want to settle into this with a solution-based mindset, right? You can sit here and just kind of grovel and get into a place where you're dwelling on it. And of course, you do need time to heal. Of course. Like, you know, be easier on yourself. Like, don't over push yourself or overstrain yourself for no reason just because you believe that you can through sheer willpower. Like, you know what I mean? Like, your body knows the answer, right? Your body will tell you when it's right to move a little bit like this. I think exploring different alternative movements, there's a lot more out there. There's a lot of interesting somatic practitioners, okay? Somatic therapists. This does exist. I've spoken with a few, and it's just this amazing ability for you to understand the way that the body is trying to tell you something, right? I think that mind-body connection in somatic therapy really is beneficial for anybody actually with a body, right? Not just for injuries, but just the fact that, you know, a lot of this is self-talk and mental imagery, right? So if you go and you're trying to play basketball and you see yourself missing or whatever, right, because of the injury, and then you attach a label on it like, because of the injury I'm missing, or something like that, right? You immediately create a storyline around that injury. So instead of going there and like assigning a meaning to it, why not just explore and see what it has to offer you? See the gift that it has to offer you in that time. Okay? Collaborate with the injury, don't compete against the injury. This is going to be a while, but this too shall pass. You know, you can rub it and just be like, wherever the injury is, just like, c'est passé, c'est passé, c'est passé. Émile Coué, the man who invented the first auto-suggestion. In French, c'est passé means it's going to pass, it's going to heal, right? It is saying it is going to pass sounds kind of like, you know, not smooth, but in French it sounds hella smooth, right? C'est passé, c'est passé. Don't let others detract you away from your goals. This is a time that you truly learn to understand yourself. Because you really understand what your character is when you're going through struggle. You see it for exactly what it is. And that is the time, if you can survive this, you can be able to cross any boundary in the future. You know what I mean? Because who has fought that hard to overcome their own internal pain and external pain? Who actually does that work? Not a lot of people. But you are stepping in and watching a video about it. Congratulations. You know what I mean? Like, give yourself the props for showing up and healing. Give yourself the celebration that every day in every way is getting better and better. It's healing faster and faster. This is a life by your design, not by default. So whatever happens to you, use it and create an amazing storyline around it. What's more empowering? Oh yeah, I got injured and just stuck in bed for a couple of days, you know, not really doing much. Or, you know what? I got an injury and I get to use this time right now to better myself to an even greater degree. I needed this time for myself to grow even further. So, it's my turn to show you what an injury healing looks like. It's my turn to show you. It's my turn. The world slams you down, you go, my turn. Let me show you. Let me show you how this is done. Okay? That little bit of, I don't even know what to call that, willpower, pride, energy, that's going to push you a long way. Okay? Embracing it and using that pain and making power from it, taking the power back. Sublimating that pain into something else. Artwork. Artistry. Okay, that's what I'm calling it. Artistry. Okay. Alright, I'll leave this video here. If you have any questions about this, please feel free to shoot me a message. May the flow be with you and stay legendary. See you next time.